Assalamualaikum and good evening. So this is my video for the practical 3 for subject digitalization in industry. So based on the task, I am as a quality control analysis, which is the scenario is during the ethanol distillation process, the ethanol use a solvent and the company need to ensure that the ethanol purity and process stability remain constant. So based on the data, over 3 hours, the data collect every 10 minutes and giving around 100 data points, and the variable measure include temperature, refract ratio and ethanol concentration. So as a control analysis, I'm using Origin Pro to detect and analyze multiverse dataset using principal component analysis, or we call it PCA. So the goal is actually to identify which process parameter most strongly influence ethanol purity and to detect any pattern, trend or abnormal behavior during the distillation process. So basically in industry, the PCA is widely used across many industries, especially where larger and complex dataset are involved. Because some common industry application, for example, include quality control, process monitoring, chemical and material analysis, and pharmaceutical and environmental industry. So first, I take all the data from the instruction and put on the Origin Pro to do the principal component analysis to get the graph, which is a script plot, loading plot, and biplot. So first, the script plot graph. So which is from this graph, it show the eigenvalue versus the principal component number. So based on this graph, you can see that PC1 and PC1 has highest eigenvalue, followed by PC2. So this is useful for the company because it simplifies monitoring instead of tracking many variable, that we can focusing only 2 components that summarize the process behavior. So next one is loading plot, which is it show how original variable contribute to PC1 and PC2. So we can see all the variable in the data. So this result is important because it helps identify which process parameter most influence the ethanol purity. And lastly, biplot explanation, which is it combines score and loading in one graph. So actually the red dot represent a data point and the blue arrow represent the process variable. So this is the function is it help to quality control to analyze, to detect cluster of normal operation and identify potential abnormal condition, and lastly to understand which variable drive ethanol purity. So that's it for my report for the practical 4 task. Thank you.